That was game of the season in the Premier League. 4-4 Chelsea, Man City. Man City fans, myself included, aggrieved. I think we should have probably won the game 4-3. I think the penalty end was very soft, but who can I say gives soft penalties, because I think City got a very soft one at the start of the game as well. And Chelsea, I mean, the commentary around this game has to be about how good Chelsea are looking, especially in breaking up play, especially in energy, especially in Cole Palmer and Raheem Sterling, ex-Man City players who are doing the business. And this is a side that could have beaten Arsenal. Good result against them, but could have beaten them. Beat Spurs convincingly away, and have nearly beaten City. Got a draw out of Man City, and they could have beaten City. So this Chelsea side are vastly improved, and Pochettino's a top coach. He's getting more and more out of these players. These players are not only playing his style, they're bleeding for him. Their work rate for Chelsea today was absolutely phenomenal. The way they were breaking up play in the final 20 minutes. Conor Gallagher, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, that little trifecta of energy and hustle and bustle in midfield made things very, very difficult for the champions at Stamford Bridge. But City showed a lot of quality, a lot of grit, and probably themselves should think, the players themselves should have won the game. Let's go through the goals. And again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Erling Haaland gets a penalty from Cucurella, holding on to him like an idiot. It was amateur from Cucurella in this day and age. I think it's soft. I think in 1988, you get away with it. In 2023, they're going to use their CCTV surveillance, mass surveillance system, and get you. And that's what Cucurella kind of found. It was obviously a penalty in today's day and age. Nicely tucked away from Erling Haaland. But then 4 minutes later, Thiago Silva goes up the other end, and it's a beautiful header. It's actually Erling Haaland doesn't mark him well enough, and it was really some poor defending from City today. You have to look at it from Ruben Diaz, Gvardiol, without John Stones marshalling in the back line alongside Diaz. There was a little bit of an element of weakness to City's back line, an element of getting through City's midfield, where I think the physicality of Pochettino's Chelsea broke through the lines. Man United didn't have the balls to do that. Man United didn't have the work rate, didn't have the humbleness, to the modesty to say despite being fancy footballers, very expensive footballers, we don't have the work rate to break through this City line and press like Conor Gallagher did today. And Chelsea were able to find momentum in this game despite conceding multiple times and losing the lead because of their work rate. And that is something that will set them apart in the next 2, 3, 4 years with Pochettino at the helm. They worked very, very hard. Then Chelsea found themselves 2-1 up. Raheem Sterling, beautiful little ball across from, I want to say it's either Reece James or Caicedo, can't quite remember, but from the right side, whipped across to Sterling, who scores. Glad he didn't celebrate against City, because that would have been heartbreaking, because he's a City legend, no doubt about it, and he performed incredibly well today. Maybe his best performance for years, including the back end of his City time, but surely his time at Chelsea, one of his best performances. He was everywhere. Nutmegging Doku, he nutmegged Rodri. Proper Sterling. When he's on it, he's unplayable. His pace. But then there's a couple of moments where he still lets himself down with his first touch. He's still headless chicken when a ball comes in that he has to control first time perfectly. And he's still a little bit off it in that regard, but everything else was absolutely superb. And actually, when Sterling has that physicality, that kind of speed, he complements Cole Palmer so well, because Cole Palmer's got this beautiful touch, beautiful skill. Sterling-Cole Palmer connection behind Jackson is looking delicious if you're a Chelsea fan. Manuel Kanji with a header himself makes it 2-2. Erling Haaland makes it 3-2 to City. Obviously, they had to delay the game, thinking that he might have handballed it into the goal. They obviously had to delay the celebration. Haaland actually almost went over to the City fans to try and get them celebrating the goal again, which is pathetic. And it was clearly just let the goal stand. Not everything has to be a foul. Not everything has to be a decision. I'm sorry. And they ruined a perfectly good goal in terms of the celebration for it. And then it kind of fell away a little bit. Chelsea's ability to get in the game with their fitness, with their energy levels, was just maintained throughout the game. City didn't control the game well enough. Kovacic came on, played well, but it was just end-to-end far too long in the game. And City's great strength of winning potentially 4 league titles in a row, a treble, all these other accolades, is down to controlling the game and always making it boring when it has to be. And it's all well and good for the spectacle, but Guardiola will be very, very frustrated with his midfield. I don't think Bernardo Silva had a particularly good game today. Rodri had a good game in terms of scoring the goal, but controlling the game, I think we were lacking a little bit, and that would just be a commentary on that. Nicholas Jackson scores, and then Rodri makes it 4-3. It's a deflected effort from it nearly is an own goal because of how deflected it is from Thiago Silva. Rodri is always there in big moments to get winning goals, and really that late in the game, 86 minutes in, you're looking for that to be the winning goal. And again, it goes back to my criticism, my critique. Where is the control of the game? Why were Chelsea able to get their foot on the ball so quickly straight after we score a goal? Classic City from 4 or 5 years ago would have just kept the ball, knocked it around, kept it flat, and kept it as boring as humanly possible. And there's just a lack of, maybe it's leadership. A few players lost their heads today. Maybe it's that Chelsea City. There is a semi-rivalry there. You know, when Conte beats City, Pochettino has a rivalry when Spurs beat City. There are these kind of little kind of aspects to rivalry between Chelsea and City. There was a little bit of a bust-up between a couple of players. I think Jackson and Phil Foden, and Sterling went high on Phil Foden as well. So there's a little bit of that. And I think that helped Chelsea. It's always going to help you at home when your fans can all boo the opposition. And it didn't help City. And so you are looking for someone to get on the ball, control it, and be a bit more, nuanced in that regard. But what can I say? The adrenaline of the night. It's a Sunday night. It's raining. It's winter. It's just one of them where, again, a lack of control allowed Chelsea to get back in it. Rodri, it's a great effort. 4-3. The game should be done by then, in my opinion. But Chelsea get back in the game. Ruben Diaz goes high. He gets the ball. How do you win the ball these days without fouling anyone? You're moving at pace. I don't think it's a penalty, in my opinion, but I don't think Haaland's a penalty. If I take my City hat off, I don't think Haaland's a penalty. It's just the way the game's going. You're not allowed to foul anyone these days. Not foul anyone. You're not allowed to challenge anyone without it being a foul, almost. I mean, you have to win a football that's bobbling in the air a little bit, or you have to use momentum and energy to get your body moving through the ball. You have to have speed. Sometimes you fall over, sometimes you slide. I'm not condoning bad challenges, breaking legs. I'm not condoning cheating. But is Diaz fouling someone? No, he's trying to win the ball. And then if you go through someone, as long as it really isn't detrimental, I think you should be allowed to go through someone cleanly to win the ball. And it's been taken out of the sport against I think what most football fans would want. But if you're a Chelsea fan, in the comments, let me know. I think it was soft. Cole Palmer has balls of steel against his former club in front of Guardiola's eyes. A guy that came out this week and said that there was a big discussion about him staying and not wanting to stay almost. I think that was really quality from Cole Palmer to score that kind of chance. Top left corner, it's a beautiful finish, and Cole Palmer was absolutely electric all game. All in all, even it was a superb performance from Chelsea. They are back, and that's a shame for everyone else in the league, because there was a little bit of a time where a sleeping giant in Premier League football wasn't performing. You could kind of pick up 3 points Stamford Bridge almost, but now it's getting harder, and that's down to Pochettino. City still top of the league, I believe. International break, the last international break, City weren't in that position, so there's improvements there. There's got to be improvements from Doku, from Gvardiol, from Kovacic, I'd say even from Alvarez, from Haaland, and with De Bruyne back, Grealish to start more football matches. I think there's still a lot of positivity, despite the fact it's not a win at Chelsea when a lot of City fans thought it would be. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you very, very soon.